Alright, we're gonna record ourselves reading the fucking troll doc. Responding to the haters. Oh, this is like the victim docs. Like, these are the ones that I could find on Doji's X page. Honestly, we're gonna just read through this again. Just to, like, get everyone... just to get everyone caught up. Doji was the team manager. There's a statement to qwel in here. About how she just, like... how she's cutting everyone off and shit, you know, like, all that. You can read through this yourself. I'll probably put, like, the document links maybe in, like, the comments or something if they don't get filtered. But you just go to Doji's, like, Twitter, and you'll find all this. We were up to around here when we were... Anyway, back to our reading. I was not originally active on Roblox when I met either of them. I actually got to play Roblox more because of qwel and Rox. So I wasn't in Roblox spaces. The Rox I knew was very kind for a while and would vent to me about issues he had going on regards to cancel culture. Oh, that's not a good sign. Oh, cancel culture, bro, it's getting me. Maybe it's for a good reason. He would play into things that Clover told him in... I didn't even... Oh, so I'm sure that's a Roblox game about me, which I felt he exploited to get closer to me. When I found out Blush Crunch Studios was being raided and having issues with moderation, I offered to moderate for them. qwel had a thing where she didn't like mixing friend groups. I know now because that is because she likes to leave people in the dark of others' happenings in said groups. But at the time, I thought it was simply not wanting enough to onboard. They got together in a call with the head admin, and at the time, I showed him my trial moderator application, basically pushing me into the role of the application. I had to learn more about Roblox communities, games, okay, so I think this is basically just about, like, learning about Roblox games and, like, their associations with qwel. There you go. During the peak of Rock's situation...
This is something like the PFP.
Oh, at PFP.
Was specifically because of me. Because my PFP was Garfield on Discord.
I imagine the reason it's changed now is because of my association, funnily enough. Huh. Oh, it's not looking good for you. I'll read like qwel's document later, but we're just gonna read this one for now. During the peak of the Rox subpit situation, myself and many others, whatever Staffords, that they were harassed countlessly and manipulated by Rox in the situation was list. And it was constantly a threat of being doxxed, with some of us, including myself, were doxxed. Raids were done on the server, where people would post real-life gore of people, animals being harmed, NSFW, and even some genuine real-life CSAM. I had to report multiple cases to the ICE and Cyber Tip line, whether not... IC3, or the...
Those cases were followed up on. I was never informed due to the sensitivity of the subjects.
Being exposed to high-stressing scenarios constantly began to affect my mental health and physical health. When you are going through cancer treatments, I'm gonna fucking close Roblox so I don't overheat my computer. And you want as little stress as possible. The strain, coupled with the cardiovascular disease, had sent me multiple times to the hospital. Rox knew this. Okay, so Rox knew this. We gotta note this, even though Rox is, like, he's kind of an irrelevant character. I kind of forgot about him, to be honest. He knew that lying to everyone about everything was causing someone he considered a close friend to be in the hospital, stuck up to machines and having a heart monitor, which my health was declining rapidly. I could only go so far. I was suicidal, relapsing often, and genuinely was being put under mental health. Watching my psych team, I was having meltdowns.
Mental health watch by my psych team.
I was on a mental health watch by my psych team. Okay, thank you. I was struggling reading that. I was having meltdowns, manic episodes. I was running on fumes and affecting at an all-time low. I was told by multiple staff members that Rox and qwel that I left, they would know how to continue working. I felt and intense pressure to stay in spite of my health declining. I thought to myself, what if my baby sister was being exposed to something like this? What if I can't moderate it in the time a child has to live with the trauma for the rest of their life?
Sisters, not sister.
Sisters, my bad. Alongside that, I loved my peers and that I worked with them, that were found family at some.
Those I work with.
Okay, thank you. That those I work with were family and at some point who were there for me during my cancer. I can't abandon them, and Rox would hear me speak of these things and feed into my inner monologues.
Because Rox is a bitch.
Yeah, we don't like Rox. Like, I kind of forgot about Rox, to be honest. After I kind of got fired, like, everyone kind of forgot about him. Yeah, we know Rox is, like, bad. I would
confine myself to calling Rox and calls with others that I wasn't doing well. I would get light-hearted mentions of you can quit when you like, followed often by backhanded mentions of, but we wouldn't be able to do well without you, Joji. I was told by them to take frequent breaks. I obliged and continued to volunteer work strictly because of how much I cared for the community and those I looked out for.
Rox was fired shortly after the peak of all in October of 2024, and we were all disgusted. I had blamed myself then for a lot of it, as I felt I should have somehow known that I shouldn't have been blindsided, that me not catching on while being the guy who handled the safety was all my fault. I was friends with many victims of Rox, and sometimes I felt genuine hatred and disgust with myself for the things out of my control. I've given myself more grace over the years, but it still haunts me and eats at me whenever I'm beside a monster who is destructive not only to myself, but everyone who came in contact with.
Quickly to replace the Rox. Within the month, she already had work given out to a new person working in Blushbench Studios. Within the month, the Discord server was introduced to King Mob, who was signed to fill in Rox's shoes. This is all public knowledge.
Okay, note that.
I continued to work there as a volunteer and had to sign an NDA after a while. Though because I wasn't being paid, my contract was a bit different and took a while to finalize. I specifically didn't want to be paid because it would affect my living situation, and I also worried that it would cloud my judgment as team manager. On multiple instances, I would mention that I would prefer not to be paid because money can corrupt. In regards to my contract or lack of pay, I don't feel comfortable going into details further than this.
Okay. Here you go, my involvement. I'm still recovering from cancer. Most of the Rox drama I was expected to help manage in the server while I was undergoing chemo. I did as a volunteer work for qwel, who was a friend of mine at the time. She told me a lot of other close friends and co-workers at the time that she fired him as soon as she found out the truth. I don't fucking believe that, but that's the quote. I remember her telling the public and Paula, that's a really important name, that she knew nothing about the severity of the claims that were against her. All staff were openly harassed and some doxed for even being in the know. We didn't know that the most she told me in the staff was at the time that he was fired and that she found out what happened. This is all publicly available information. Okay. So I'm guessing these are DMs between qwel and Matt. Liz not aware of the situation, like, basically just he was fired and shit. Okay. Would you like to read this bit?
During the Rox situation, he groomed me. He would trigger me while I was undergoing chemo, and then try to soothe me over it. Whether he did so maliciously or due to some morbid curiosity, I know due to that and lying about the situation, I was blinded to a lot of stuff he did. Many times on calls, he would have abrupt mood swings and lash out at me or belittle me. Most often in front of other friends. It was as if he was trying to lash me mentally or socially.
And socially.
Did something he didn't like. This made me very docile to try to push against many people in that circle, including him and qwel. I think I read anytime I did something he didn't like in the wrong tone, but like whatever, people get it.
Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah.
Anything he didn't like, not like the other way.
Yeah.
Whatever. I read that. So when qwel and Rox approached me after people on the other side took it. Wait, hold up. I need to read that again. So when qwel and Rox approached me after people on the other side took advantage of me after I was just discharged from the hospital for chemo treatment, I hardly questioned anything. qwel and Rox put it under the guise as if it were my best interest. That if I speak up about my experience as a staffer that people would leave us alone. I agreed and got doxxed, death threats, and so much more. When I told them both about it on voice calls, they would downplay me and blow it off by saying things like, well, that's the risk of working with the public, or what did you expect? We've been doxxed too. My segment of the video timestamped Rox our final response video. It disgusts me to know and that my friends at the time, qwel and Rox, would knowingly put me while I was going through chemo into a situation like that. But it absolutely destroyed me to hear that she knew about this for 2 months and lied to our faces about it. I had finally come to terms that Rox would willingly and knowingly let me be stressed and unwell due to selfishness and a lack of care due to my health or wellness. But qwel, my best friend? How many of my friends or staffers that I have worked with were harassed during the time I was there for nothing, essentially? I can't name a single staffer who would have willingly stuck around knowing this is as true. I can't speak for everyone, but I wholeheartedly believe that what she was saying in the video with Paolo was a full fact. That she wasn't aware of the severity of anything. But now hearing that she knew more than she let on absolutely repulses me. Well, near the end of the year, it was the worst my health had ever been. I'm not come to peace with Rox being a disgusting person who exploited my health. But you not only willingly allowed him around us, the staff, but around your community of children and young, impressionable minds for 2 additional months. You knew what he did in August and only came out about it when you absolutely had to. I'm revolted. Common sense dictates that he was paid for those months, right? For the video, I'm referring to Paula's video archive. The statement she made the video that I'm referring to is a lie. Oh, a lot of reading?
Hey, I knew about the kissing. I knew about the kissing images. And an image where I am now informed that it was actually CP. Brother, there's Bella. He had hidden it under a different idea, that the act was made for someone, and it was a fictional character, that the ages were not stated to me until whatever this is came up in the morning with new information. He got misinformation. There's been a lot of misinformation going around, so I'll debunk it right now. The video is fake. While people are attempting to say that the video that Doc Adam showed is fake, I can confirm it's true. qwel was in contact with whoever this Shizuna, along with Rox, and tried to get Shinzo, thank you. Tried to get her side. She was actively working with him on this and in contract with him alongside Rox. Contact with him alongside Rox. Thought she failed to tell the public or her staff team. And that's the video.
Doc Adam's video.
And here's the image. Didn't you tell Shinzo about whoever the fuck this is? I did. I showed a shit ton of stuff to show he's not trustworthy. You can tell me when you get back all that was shared so I can feel better. Otherwise, I'm gonna go check myself. Alright. qwel was a minor when the rocks drama happened. qwel was not a minor 2 years ago. I don't know who started this infantilizing of her, but she was 21 going on to 22. That's fucking crazy, man. Oh. Within the month of her being written, Rox was about a year older than her, infantilizing her regarding to keep being a danger to children when she would have been around 19 to 20 as he would have been around 20 to 21. The time is absolutely aberrant. I'm sorry, but as someone who genuinely loved and cared for the Discord server and the community, no, I don't think you did. You're literally banned. They banned your ass. I don't. But I think this is like just control anyway.
Really banned me, honestly.
I'm sorry for someone, but as someone who genuinely loved and cared for the community, the staff members, and I cannot wrap my head around how anyone can work with children and allow someone who has a track record of endangering them be around the server. Every instance of him harming others was via Discord, alongside the fact that many members of the server who were staff at some point during their time were also gripped by Rox. qwel should have informed us, and immediately so. We could have removed him from the server and here as a collective. Instead, she hibernated a monster. I understand people can be groomed and manipulated, conditioned, and the like. I am a victim of that, as well as regard to the situation, because Rox was grooming me and manipulating me in the staff team. However, she had seen literal evidence of it for 2 months in advance. It's much bigger than something interpersonal. You need to understand that Blush Crunch Studios has hundreds of thousands of children in it, and that's not an exaggeration. Her working with children and allowing that is not okay. When Paul was born the first time, she was a child though. Sure, no one is disputing that at all. Actually, the one thing that I will point out is oftentimes when she points out this narrative, she leaves out the fact that multiple people tried warning her in Pixelbit and Rox's behavior. And there's a thing to link that. I'd also like to point out that she was the one who reached out to Rox in the first place afterwards when she was exiled from Pixelbit. He even said so in his video about the matter, which you can find here, timestamped. Okay, there we go. She had no reason to do this after being openly warned about him and urged by members of Pixelbit to discontinue the contact. Instead, she started a company with him without knowing his flaws. Fox blackmailed her with the files. Would you like to read this bit?
Huh?
Would you like to read this little bit about...
Fox blackmailed her with the files?
Yeah.
People have been saying that she had to keep a Rox on the team for 2 months for the files. That was never once mentioned to anyone on the staff, nor have I ever heard from her herself or any close friends to her. I would like to point out, even if she had files she needed, keeping the danger to the community around is absolutely disgusting. I would like to add that she knew the history between the Rox and many of the people. I worked without Blush Crime Studios, were groomed with him, by him, and manipulated by him. I am personally genuinely appalled that you have your... I can't read, it's very late actually. I'll try again, hold on. I am personally genuinely appalled that you can call out staff, people you care for during that time, and how you care about victims while you turn around and just allow him to be around. I hate to also be the one to point it out, but he could not legally hold those files against her because she was the owner of the company, and on legal paper, she would have copyright to all the files in the project. This is public information. He would not have been able to have held it away from her because she would have taken it to court and he would have been in serious trouble over the files that weren't his to begin with. This is common sense. Her statement of fighting tooth and nails for the file were also debunked by Rock Southern himself.
Okay.
I'm done reading, actually.
Okay. As far as I'm aware, the reason for Flavor Frenzy not having the same caveat as Dandy's World in regards to the files at Flavor Frenzy is simply that she does not care for Flavor Frenzy as much as she does for Dandy's World, because Flavor Frenzy is fucking niche and Dandy's World isn't. This year, Rox reached out to a victim to try to give the Flavor Frenzy files over to qwel after trying to get her via any forms of contact. The victim ended up blocking him, reasonably so. I get that too. But the efforts were made to actually hand over the Flavor Frenzy files to those who know me from Blush Crunch Studios, specifically in the F chat. You all know the pain. You all know how much pains it. You all know how much it pains me to confirm that to you. I was made aware that Rox tried giving her the files, and there's a Twitter link. From my understanding, she was also revolted and ignorant. She had told me, even back in 2024, that she had no intentions of continuing the work of Flavor Frenzy since Dandy's World took off. As I said, Flavor Frenzy is niche, so she's not doing it anymore. The other things that I'm not about to share of saying, please know that this is a narrative of Rox Southern was blackmailing her for the files. In regards to the game, that wasn't the case. He didn't do that to buy himself more, as it was part of the equation. Alongside this, she has already planned to hire or help the option to contact Rox in regards to the business to demand the files back whenever she wanted. Like I said, an image. I'm not sure what we can do. We don't have a developer. This is horrifying. Look, I might diminish Jade or Rox in this case. Worst case scenario. And I'll fix it myself with limited coding knowledge. Or I'll rush the hiring process to get this guy from hotfixing. Got someone in mind, huh? Yeah. Need to do business contract, okay. Makes sense. I'm so sorry this is stressing you out even more. Worst case scenario, the game shuts down. We'll fix it. qwel didn't know her intaction was causing the issue. I know this was being said, and I will empathize further as an issue I have personally had with her, which is why I personally cut her off, was the fact that she had patterned behavior of observing things happening around her, downplaying it, and then later fudging ignorance of the matter. To be able to drop it and distance herself from it. I know how she is, and I am aware that she will try to downplay it and deflect it as much like she did to Void. I don't know who Void is, but I guess that's the thing. Much as she did to me and other higher up staff about Rox. Much like she did to me and she did to the other public staff and especially. I need you all to understand that those are the traits of a manipulator. As a team manager, oftentimes my job is to tell whoever that our staff wasn't doing well. Mental health became a problem. These weren't just staff to me, they were people, co-workers, and peers of mine. A recruiting issue I had with her is to help the management staff team. Often, she would neglect and help or fligeon that she and I had to have bad situations well. The getting of the sheet reports from me given to her. Her interaction has caused all the issues on and off with the staff team so because of how she the bottlenose of everything. She liked to claim that she had no hands in the moderation of everything following the chain of commands of the solo, knowing that her higher ups are doing it. 9 out of 10 times it's because they were pivoted to her, and there's proof here. I don't know we'd actually get through this BS. If we didn't have each other, the actual people who care like you, our modes, would stay side by side. I know how much Blank's loss is standing by your side. I see what you do. I want to treat him right. And if we succeed, he definitely see it too. Good after what they put me on rocks for and all our mode can do. I hope they do get something back from me. This and then my message to him, yikes. This is gonna sting, and all the evidence of our staff being harassed on us, yikes. Did you guys end the call already? Yes. Crying emoji. You and me need to call to deliver a few logs. Okay. When you're able to be able with that. Now you're available. Okay, this is a conclusion. Okay, we're nearly done. We're nearly done. Additionally, oh my god, we're nearly done. Additionally, I would like to remind you all, additionally, I'd like to remind you all that do not know qwel hashtags publicly. This is just an act. To assure that her online persona is parasocial and disingenuous, to have someone like myself or the victims who knew her have experience being around her, and I ask you to understand. That being said, let's carry on my point. Qwel and Rox would also like to downplay anyone opposing them. Unreliable source, multiple instances of anyone who had either of them. I know most of the conversations they have will be Discord voice calls, and as I have not recorded any of my voice calls with them, I cannot link those here. Though, here is one such instance with qwel is directing whoever that is, the creator of the original document against Rox. Okay, so this is like a victim, I'm gonna note that. So that's another doc that we can look at maybe later or like tomorrow. Cause like I'm gonna read the bit of the testimony and then I'm having enough reading. After admittingly never looking into it, I would like to point out that she has a history of patterns of doing this to help downplay and discredit other folks in her inner circles. There's something Rox would also like to do. I believe it's a lot from behavior she's picked up. And then there's an image here which I can't read, but it's there. As I have said multiple times in the document, she has a history of downplaying and discrediting things in which she portrays herself publicly. This isn't how she actually is. She often would claim on voice calls and that any screenshots presented of her as evidence against others were fake, even instructing us to say that the proof in any videos of people making against her is fabricated, linking to the referred images. Okay, so saying that this is basically just saying that the videos are just to say that videos are fabricated and stuff. Finally, we made it to the fucking conclusion! Oh my god, we're nearly done. I'm tired of all this. Honestly, I am. This has been causing me turmoil for the better part of 2 years now. 2 years is crazy. And the more that comes out about you, the more the more I realize that it was all just an act. I trusted you. I trusted Rox too. And you both left me with such guilt and shell of what I had. You had burdened the guilt of the safety, drilling into my head that it was my... Say that again?
You had me burden the guilt? I thought you said burden the guilt. You burdened...
Is it? You had burdened the guilt of safety drilling into my head.
So you had burden, if you had me burden.
Oh, okay. You have me burden, thank you. Into the head, and it was my job to actively causing dangers and enabling dangers yourself. This isn't okay. Nothing you say, Cole, that will only make me forgive you. Same thing here, Joji, same thing. Many people have asked me what it is I want from all of this. I want closure. I want to be able to close this chapter of my life and relax, to recover from my cancer treatment in peace, and leave this behind. I'm tired of my friends being tormented with the remnants of qwel and Rox's actions. And I want all of us to have a closure, so we may move on from the members of this community. I am terribly sorry that this had to all come to light for those personally affected by them. I wish I knew sooner. I would say something, done something, but I was just in the dark as everyone else. Please, I implore you all to continue spreading our voices. I will gladly do that. And avoid spreading hate. If there's any edits to this document, the text will be noted as edited. In the section, documents, in the section of the document notices. Thank you all for reading. Yeah, it was a very long read. Thank you all for reading. I know it was a long read. It was a very fucking long read. I apologize for taking so long to write. As planned, as pained me to great deal. Several sleepless nights to actually pen it all down. I also again apologize that I had to redact and remove quite a lot of experience that happened to me post-signing my NDA in regards to Blushcrunch Studios. I'm not financially stable situation. I'm not in a financially stable situation, and I'm trying to not get sued or anything, you know what, I get that. So,
To try to be sued.
Oh, to try to be sued or anything like that, you know what, I get that. So this is written in the utmost respect with contract I signed. If you are affected by qwel rocks, please DM me via Twitter with your story and the evidence. I will uplift your voices and with those to speak now. Oh, we are fucking done. That took like a full 31 minutes to read that shit. It took half an hour. You know what? Like, okay, so like, what are your thoughts on this document? Before we move on to the testimony document, what are your thoughts on this?
qwel is shit. Rocks is shit. Rocks should kill himself.
Okay. Yeah, but I agree with that. Like, not as like aggressively though, but like, yeah, qwel, I'm glad she stepped down. But like, you know, whether she stepped down or not, you still shouldn't be playing Deity's World because you're giving money to qwel and rocks, obviously.
qwel, please stop just running away from the shit and also get off of the fucking internet.
Yeah, I know it might be hard to do if you have an internet addiction, like someone like me, but you can try in the very minimum, you know?
Yeah.
Also, at this point, just sell your game. Just sell it, bro.
Something like Game Fam or something.
Sell it to Game Fam.
I think Game Fam would do better.
Game Fam would do better than the shit. Alright, anyway, let's read the testimony document. This one's gonna be long, but there's multiple statements from victims. General disclaimer. This is just a disclaimer and shit. Document aims to do the following. Move many threads on X and Twitter to a Google Doc. Give personal accounts. Alright, yeah, we get it. This is just a disclaimer. I do not condemn any of the following. You know, harassment and misinformation. Okay, that's cool.
Wait. Do you want to leave this as like a part 2?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to. I was gonna read this all in like one video because it'd be easier.
It's actually late and I can't read. It's like,
yeah.
I'm sick.
We are going to leave this for tomorrow, right? I'm gonna make a whole other video tomorrow reading this fucking document. I'm even going to, yeah, for like, content. I will make a part 2 tomorrow, okay? It will be up most likely tomorrow. It is really late. It's 2:57 a.m. I do not want to read anymore. It took me like 30 minutes to read the other one, and I am hoping you are going to stick around for the part 2. This is mainly
also,
just... Wait, go on.
Make sure to just save it in your bookmarks.
Yeah.
It's easier.
We'll save this. I'll bookmark this.
So,
I want to say something. This is mainly just a response to all the people hating on my last video. You know who you are. This is collectively about you.
the hero person who said you rape threats.
Yeah, someone sent me rape threats too. We're not going to expose their username because they're just clearly a clout chaser. But you know who you are. Fuck you.
Anyway, Sandy, by the way, the new Mia got under all the pause.
Solid. Anyway, yeah, but come back to part 2. This is mainly just a response to the people hating on me. There are victims out there. Don't forget about them. And we are going to read every single testimony tomorrow.